In the sands of time lie legends of cities consumed by divine fire. Two names echo with an eternal warning: Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the story of their judgment and their legendary destruction. Sodom and Gomorrah. Names that evoke apocalyptic destruction and implacable divine judgment. But at the heart of this biblical account, enigmatic figures emerge, the celestial envoys who announced and executed the condemnation. Were they mere messengers, or were they something more, something terrible and powerful, often called the destroying angel? Today we will delve into one of Scripture's deepest mysteries to discover who truly was the envoy to Sodom. To understand the mission, we must go to the book of Genesis. It all begins not in Sodom, but with Abraham by the great trees of Mamre. The text narrates that three men visit Abraham. One of them speaks and acts as if he were God himself, a divine manifestation known as a theophany. This being reveals that the outcry against the sin of Sodom has reached heaven and that judgment is approaching. And here is the crucial detail. The text says, "And the men turned from there and went toward Sodom." Of the three, only two continue the journey. The divine being remains with Abraham, while his two agents head to the condemned city. These two men are the ones who will soon be called angels. Upon arriving, they are received by Lot, Abraham's nephew, who offers them refuge. But the wickedness of the city is quick to reveal itself. All the men of the city, from the youngest to the oldest, surround the house, demanding that Lot hand over his guests to be abused. It is in this moment of chaos that the angels reveal their power. They strike the mob with blindness. This is not just offense. It is a preliminary judgment, a reflection of the city's own moral blindness. Inside, they reveal their final mission to Lot. The Lord has sent us to destroy this place. As Lot lingered, the angels took him and his family by force. The command was delivered with severe urgency, a final, forceful warning. Escape for your life. Do not look behind you. And then, the final destruction. The text attributes the action directly to God. The Lord rained down sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. The angels were the agents of rescue and warning, but the final blow came from the heavens. Although their role was destructive, the text of Genesis never gives them the explicit title of destroying angel. So if they were not simple messengers and are not called destroyers, what exactly were these beings? The explanation begins with the language itself. The Hebrew word malach means messenger. But, and this is the crucial distinction, these beings did much more than deliver a message. Their origin, stemming from a direct manifestation of God himself, suggests they were extensions of his divine will. This is where a fascinating figure from the Old Testament comes in, the angel of the Lord. This angel of the Lord is no ordinary angel. He often speaks as if he is God in the first person, and his presence is the presence of God. And although the envoys to Sodom are not given this exact title, they act with that same divine authority, even negotiating with Lot and modifying part of the original divine plan. Theological interpretations have, of course, tried to fill in the gaps. The Jewish tradition, for instance, through the Midrash, assigns each angel a very specific task, one to announce the birth of Isaac and the other to destroy Sodom and save Lot. They are often identified with the archangels Michael and Gabriel. The Christian tradition, on the other hand, focuses more on their role as enforcers, the agents of God's righteous judgment against an incorrigible sin. They are, in essence, proof that divine sovereignty actively intervenes and acts in the world. This powerful story has left an indelible mark on art and culture. In the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, the focus was on the narrative, Lot's escape, and above all, his wife turning into a pillar of salt. But it was during the Romantic period that the scale of terror reached its peak. The painter John Martin captured the sublime, a terrible beauty that inspires awe and dread. In his work, the destroying angel merges with the catastrophe itself, and this archetype of the righteous and powerful angel is still alive today in our popular culture. It is no longer a strictly biblical figure, but rather a trope for exploring absolute power. From angels making complex moral decisions in television series to divine beings judging humanity in video games, the idea of a celestial power that intervenes, sometimes terribly, continues to fascinate us. But could this story have a real basis? An echo of a true event? Some researchers have set their sights on Tal el-Hammam, an archaeological site in Jordan. The theory suggests that around 1650 BC, a cosmic airburst, like a meteorite exploding before hitting the ground, could have annihilated the city with an unimaginable wave of heat and pressure. A true fire from the sky. However, it is crucial to be clear. This theory is highly controversial. The study that popularized it was criticized and even retracted by the journal that published it due to potential data manipulation. Science continues to debate the matter, which shows how difficult it is to conclusively connect an ancient narrative with physical evidence. So, who was the envoy to Sodom? There is no simple answer. They were more than messengers. They were agents of a divine judgment, embodying both implacable justice and selective mercy. They were extensions of the will of a God who, in the narrative, intervenes directly in human history. Their precise identity, whether they were named archangels, divine manifestations, or simply beings of incalculable power, remains a mystery. A mystery that forces us to confront difficult questions about justice, sin, and the nature of the divine. The destroying angel of Sodom is not just a figure from the past. It is an enduring symbol of the sovereign power that judges and, at times, with terrible precision, intervenes in human destiny, reminding us that in ancient texts, there are mysteries that still challenge our understanding today. Gomorrah. And who do you think these beings really were? Angels, theophanies, or something else? The debate is open, so share your perspective in the comments.